This first blue glimpse is Lake Como, also called Lario, a deep glacial lake folded tightly between Lombardy hills. This cinematic cut removes most of the slow connective road and keeps the journey as a visual arc from Lake Light to High Pass and Valais Rhone. The city road begins to bend toward the water now. This is where Como stops being a name on the map and starts becoming the mood of the film. For the cinematic version, Lake Como is not treated as a postcard. It is the soft opening note before the route turns alpine. Lario is the older name you still hear in place names around the lake. It suits the landscape because this basin is ancient, deep, and steep-sided. Lake Como roads often feel intimate rather than grand. The water appears, disappears, and returns between trees, walls, tunnels, and hillside houses. The engineering here is quiet. Retaining walls, short tunnels, narrow margins, and roads that negotiate the slope instead of conquering it. Uses tunnels as punctuation, brief darkness, then a new geography on the other side. A tunnel is a small cinematic trick. It removes the view for a moment, then gives it back with brighter water, darker trees, or a new angle of hillside. Cloud starts to matter. The lake view is still calm, but the sky is already preparing the darker alpine mood that arrives later in Ticino. The mountains ahead are not yet the High Pass, but they change the scale of the drive. The road is now setting up the Swiss half of the film. Ahead, the route crosses into Ticino, the Italian-speaking south of Switzerland, where valleys begin to point toward the high Alps. Now the mood turns Swiss and southern at the same time. Ticino is Italian-speaking Switzerland, and the valley roads feel warmer, even under cloud. Near Bellinzona, 3 castles mark one of Switzerland's great fortified gateways. They were listed by UNESCO in 2000. Ticino brings the first real weather drama. The image becomes heavier, and the road begins to feel like it is climbing into a story. weather deepens the story. Rain turns the tarmac reflective, and the valley begins to feel like a threshold rather than a passage. The road is pulling toward Airolo and the upper valleys now. The big tourist names drop away, and the pass road geography takes over. This is the approach to Val Bedretto, the high valley that leads toward Nufenen from the Ticino side. Villages and stone walls make the climb feel human-scaled. This is not empty wilderness. It is a lived alpine valley. Val Bedretto is the hinge of the film. Village scale below, pass road scale above. The pass road truly begins to climb. The curves tighten, the slopes open, and every minute starts to feel higher than the last. Late May can still feel transitional at this altitude. Spring may be visible in the valleys, while winter still holds the upper road edges. The centerpiece is Nufenen Pass. At 2,478 meters, it links Ticino and Upper Valais with snow still lying beside the road. Snow starts to become a character in the film. It frames the road, brightens the dark weather, and tells us the pass is still in its shoulder season. Nufenen reaches 2,478 meters above sea level. The pass connects Airolo in Ticino with Obergoms in Upper Valais. The best way to watch this section is slowly. The road is doing the drama. The edit only needs to give it space. This is why the hook matters. Snow beside the road changes the emotional temperature of the whole film. The descent is a different kind of spectacle. Instead of climbing toward uncertainty, the road starts revealing an entire valley below. A descent like this rewards patience. The view does not arrive all at once. It steps down through curves, snow patches, and changing cloud. This is the Goms region, part of the upper Rhone Valley. It has a quieter beauty than the pass, but it is just as important to the route. Obergoms is known for timber houses, white churches, and high valley villages that sit beneath 3,000-meter peaks. After Nufenen, the film exhales into Upper Valais. The road is still beautiful, but it no longer needs to prove itself. Road and rail often share the logic of these valleys. They follow what the mountains permit, then quietly connect places that look isolated on screen. The Valais Rhone Road has a different beauty. It is less about a single landmark and more about atmosphere, wet light, valley walls, and forward motion. Rain gives the last act its polish. Headlights, valley shadow, and wet tarmac make the ending feel cinematic without forcing it. By evening, the drive has changed character again. Less pass road drama, more rain, valley light, and the broad westbound rhythm of Valais. This final movement is westbound Valais. The road is settling after the pass, and the sky is doing the closing credits. drive has moved from Lake Light to High Pass and into Valais Rhone. The full journey breathes even longer.